Hi student, welcome back to this Fanzu class once again. So let's quickly start the today's lesson by revising what we learned through the previous video. So we talked about square roots first of all. So square root is nothing but the inverse of a square. So here we can say that if n times n is n square, then under root n times n is equal to n. And then after that we talked about finding the square root through repeated subtraction method and then prime factorization method. In repeated subtraction we discussed that when we are subtracting the odd natural numbers one by one, it takes time, right? So that is why we moved on to the prime factorization method. But if you remember, I gave you one question to think of. So let me give that question again today. That is, how can you find the square root of a decimal number? So you must be thinking, ma'am, I don't know that. Or if you know that, then it's great. If you don't know, then let's learn it today. Okay, so we will be getting the mastery over the new method, that is finding the square root by division method. So what do we do in the division method? Actually, before finding the square root of a numbers, we should actually do the pairing of its digit. Let's say if there are even number of digits, for example 2, 3, 5, 4, you need to start pairing the digits from the right hand side, like one pair and another pair, second pair. Okay, now what if it is a 3-digit number like this? Then you are making one pair and then this digit is alone. So it's okay, then you keep it alone only. Is that clear? So let's find the square root by this division method now. Okay, so first of all we will make the lines like this and then I will be writing 7 to 9 over here. Now I am making one pair. So I have to find the square of a number less than 7 or equal to 7, and we know that 7 is not a perfect square. So of course we will have to find the number less than 7. Now we can check it like this. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 is bigger, that means we need to go with 2 times 2. So here I will write 2 and here also I will write 2 and this is going to be 4. And as usual we will be subtracting the number and then we will copy down these two digits together. Okay, so this is going to be 29. Now the next step is, what do we do in the next step? We add this 2 and this 2. So 2 plus 2 is what? 4. So let me write 4 over here. Now what is the next step? Now you need to keep 4 here and then you need to choose the same number here, and when you multiply, the answer should be either less than 329 or it should be equal to 329. Okay, so now what can be the value of this variable n that I am using? So now I know that 3 times 3 is 9 and 7 times 7 is 49. So first of all I will try to check if I am getting 329 or not, right? If I am getting it, then why would I go for the lesser number? Okay, so I will check with 43 times 3. If I check it, I am going to get 129, which is actually less. And the next one that I am going to check is 47 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 9 here, 4 here, 7 times 4 is 28 plus 4 is 32. So wow, I have gotten 329. So I will be writing 7 over here, 7 over here, and I will be writing 329 here. And the remainder is going to be 0. So here the answer 27 that we can see on the top, this answer, this is nothing but the square root of 729. Did you like the method and did you understand? If you have any of the confusion with any of the steps, then you can go back and you can watch all the steps once again. Okay, so now we will be going towards the next number, and now we will be learning how can we find the square root of decimals. When it comes to decimal, then we make the separate pairing after the decimal and a separate pairing before the decimal. Now here we can see that the number is 17.64. Okay, this is one pair, this is one pair. There could have been a case like 17.634. Now what to do in this case? In these kind of numbers, we know that even if we put a 0 over here, this is not going to change the value of a number. So you can make this pair here, this pair here, and then this pair here. Now what if the number is like this, 1.76? then this is one pair and this number is alone. And what if the number is like 231.76? Then this is one pair, this is one pair, and this will be alone. I hope this is clear to you now. Okay, let's go ahead and let's try to find the square root of this decimal number. Okay, so we will be doing it in the same way. So this is one pair, this is another pair. We need to find a square of a number which is less than 17, and we know that is 4 times 4, 16. So let me write 4 over here, 4 over here, and 16 over here. So what is going to be the remainder? That is going to be 1. Again, I need to bring this pair down. Okay, so I will be writing 6, 4 over here. Now I hope you remember what is the next step. That is to add this 4 and 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8, right? Now I know that I need to try like this, 8n times n. But before that, take care of one thing, that is you are going beyond the decimal point now. So you need to put a decimal point over here. Okay, so now we know that 2 times 2 give us 4 in the units place, and 8 times 8 gives us the 4 in the units place, right? So now first of all I will try with 2. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 8 is 16, so I got 164. This is great. That means this number is going to be a perfect square. So let me put 2 over here, 2 over here, and then 164 over here, and remainder is going to be 0. So I can say that the square root of 17.64 is 4.2. Is the question clear now? Yeah. So now we will quickly have a look at the question that I asked you initially, that is how to find a square root of this kind of a decimal number. Let's solve it. So now this number is 12.25. Let me make a pair here and then pair over here. Now 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16. 16 is more than 12. Of course, we will not be taking the bigger numbers, so we will be taking 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and then remainder is 3. Okay, and then I will copy down these two digits together. Now I have taken the decimal numbers downside, so I need to put a point over here. Now the next step is to add this 3 and 3, which is going to give me 6. Yes, so now again 6n times n. Now tell me which square number gives us the units place as 5? That is 5 only. So let me try with 5. 65 times 5 is what? 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 2 is 32. So 5 here, 5 here, and then 325 over here, and there is nothing in the remainder. So I can say that the square root of 12.25 is nothing but 3.5. Yeah, so this was pretty easy. Now I think we should practice few questions to get a mastery over it. Are you ready? Okay, so let's see the practice question, that is find the square root of 1296, but we will be finding using the division method only. Okay, so let's do it together. So 1, 2, 9, 6, this is one pair, this is another pair. 3 times 3 is 9, and then remainder is 3, and then we will copy down these two digits together, the entire pair, which is giving us 396. Now 3 plus 3 is going to be 6 over here, and then again 6n times n. So now tell me the square of which number gives us the 6 in the units place. You must be thinking of 6 times 6, which is 36. Yes, that gives us the 6 as the units place, and then what else? That is 4 times 4, which is 16. So shall we try with 4 first? Okay, so 64 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and then 4 times 6 is 24 plus 1 is 25. So this is less. So let's quickly check with 66 also. 66 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 here, 3 here, then 6 times 6 is 36 plus 3 is 39. So here this is again cool. We have gotten the exact number. So I am going to put 6 over here, 6 over here, and this is going to be 396. So the square root of 1296 is 36. Okay, so let's have a look at another question which says find the greatest 4-digit number which is a perfect square. Now tell me, do you know that what is the greatest 4-digit number? And I am very sure you know that is 9999. Now this may or may not be a perfect square, right? So let's quickly check first of all this is a perfect square or not. So I will be again using the division method to do this question. So this is one pair, this is another pair. Now 9 times 9 is 81. So let's take it. 9 times 9 is 81. So what is the remainder here? The remainder is going to be 18 over here. So copy down these two digits now, which is giving me 99 over here. So the number becomes 1899. My next step is 9 plus 9, which is 18. Yeah, so now again 1, 8, and then I have to take a number over here and the same number over here, and we need to multiply, and that number should be less than 1899 or it should be equal. So now we know that 3 times 3 gives us 9 in the units place and 7 times 7 gives us the 9 in the unit place. So let me quickly try with 7 first of all. Okay, so 7 times 7 is 49, 9 here, 4 here. 7 times 8 is 56 plus 4 is 60. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 6 is 13. So now I can see that this is less. So that means I should try with the next digit 8 also here. Okay. So let me check it. 8 times 8 is 64. And then 8 times 8 is 64 plus 6 is 70. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 7 is 15. Again, we can see that this is 1504, which is less than 1899. So we should try with 9 now. Okay. So 9 times 9 is 81. 1 here. 8 as the carry. 9 times 8 is 72 plus 8 is 80. So 0, 8. And then 9 times 1 is 9 plus 8 is 17. So this is 1701. So I know that I can use a single digit only. So I should go with 9 here and 9 over here also, and then this is going to be 1701. So what is the remainder over here? That is going to be 8, 9, 1. So remainder is 198. Now we can see that this 198 number is something extra we have. Yes, so we need to take it away from the largest number to get the perfect square. So I am going to take away this number 198, and what will we be left with? We will be left with 9801, which is a perfect square. So that means the number that I have gotten, that is nothing but a square of 99 only. So you can say that the square root of 9801 is equal to 99. Is the question clear? We have taken out the extra number, and whatever is left, that is our perfect square. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Without calculating the square roots, find the number of digits in the square root of 3,68,664. How to do this? Let me give you a trick to find it. Actually, here we find the pairs. Okay, 3, 6, 8, 6, 6, 4. Let's pair the numbers. One pair, second pair and third pair. Yes, so that means in the square root of this number, we will be having 3 digits. And also let's say if it is an odd digit number, right? So let's say if it is a 5 digit number and you are finding the square root of 5 digit number, let's say A, B, C, D, E. Now here one pair, second pair, and then this is not a pair, right? But still you will be saying that the square root of this number is going to be of 3 digits only. Is that clear? Yes. So now we can say that the number of digits in the square root depends upon the number of pairs that we have in that particular number. I hope you understood all the questions, and we will quickly summarize what we did through this video. So we talked about finding the square root by division method, and then we talked about specifically of decimal numbers, that how can we find the square root of decimal numbers. And remember that you need to make the pairs from the right hand side. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed and understood this method, and we will be meeting in the next video to practice some more questions. So I will see you there. Bye bye.